This is the future.
Today is July 23rd, 2024. It is exactly 9 a.m. So whatever I recorded earlier this morning, I've edited them. They weren't that long, so I finished it. And I put some tweets together for you guys regarding Invictus. So these are the tweets that I want to share with you, 6 of them. So let's get right to it so I don't make this video long. And there's some other things that I came across. That's probably for tomorrow morning. That'll be for tomorrow morning, but let's focus on Invictus. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. This is my back end. Any new subscribers, welcome. All right, first tweet. Okay, so there's this here. At We Are Invictus, CEO Dominic Reid officially announces Birmingham as the host city for the Games in 2027, followed by the raising of the Invictus flag. Veterans Minister Al Collins and Birmingham 2027 bid CEO Helen Hellingwell are also in attendance. Okay, a minute and 20 seconds. Let's listen.
Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to this beautiful sunny day in Birmingham. My name's Dominic Reid. I'm the Chief Executive of the Invictus Games Foundation and I'm delighted to be here to announce Birmingham as the host city for the Invictus Games 2027. This has come off the back of a really intense process. We had 6 expressions of interest, went down to a short list of 2. It's a hard-fought contest and Helen and her.
You know what I like about this, what I noticed as he's speaking? There's no notes, there's nothing in his hand. You know he was involved for him to be able to talk on top of his head. All right, so let's continue. He is the CEO after all. Okay, so let's continue.
Her team's done a magnificent job in winning. It's going to be amazing bringing the games back to the UK, hosting them here in Birmingham, which is the entry point back from Afghanistan and Iraq for so many of our wounded people in the UK. So really fantastic to be here today. Really proud of everybody who's worked so hard to put this bid together to build what's going to be an amazing experience, not only for the Invictus community globally, but for the community here in Birmingham too. So let's raise the flag.
In a way, I don't know, it's bittersweet because of so many negative things that the media and the royal family have done. Well, whatever it may be, that's up to them. One thing I remember, you might see it in 1 or 2 videos that I have here, after which Invictus, is it Netherlands or Düsseldorf? There was one of the defense minister who was talking about how he's making the bid for the Invictus. I don't know, when I started reading other tweets that make reference to it, where people were, I just dropped something, were complaining the amount of money that was being spent for the bid could go directly for the veterans. So I just hope they really honor what they went for, because on today's video there's so much things, corruption that was going on in the UK. This has nothing to do with Invictus, but let me see if I could find it. It's this video. Like I said, it has nothing to do with Invictus. I hope, because there have been a lot of money being spent to do a couple things. I'm gonna let you guys listen to it. My only fear is that, because we already know the jealousy, the thing that the royal family have against Harry, and how the Invictus game is very successful. My fear is they, the UK, Birmingham is all for it, but leading up, let's say months, not even because it's every 2 years they have it, but months, let's say 5 or 6 months leading up to the Invictus games, and then they back off, claiming some unnecessary issues, or maybe there is issues in terms of financial and all of that. That's my only fear for this. And then of course there's that heavy security type of things. We shall see. But this is what I want you guys to listen to. All right, let's listen to this. And this is why I'm a bit skeptical or afraid that they don't back off months leading up to the Invictus. All right, so let's listen.
Mr. Speaker, let me return to the Rwanda Migration and Economic Development Partnership. So 2.5 years after the previous government launched it, I can report it has already cost the British taxpayer £700 million in order to send just 4 volunteers.
You hear that?
Those costs include £290 million payments to Rwanda, chartering flights that never took off, detaining hundreds of people and then releasing them, and paying for more than 1,000 civil servants to work on the scheme. A scheme to send 4 people. It is the most shocking waste of taxpayers' money I have ever seen. Looking forward, the costs are set to get worse. Even if the scheme had ever got going, it's clear it would only cover a minority of arrivals. Yet a substantial portion of future costs were fixed costs. For example, the annual direct payments to Rwanda, the contracts for escorts, the staffing in the Home Office, the detention and reception centres, and more. So the taxpayer would still have to pay out no matter how few people were relocated. And most shocking of all, over the 6 years of the Migration and Economic Development Partnership forecast, the previous government had planned to spend over £10 billion of taxpayers' money on the scheme.
Okay, and keep in mind other issues that's going on in the UK, the NHS, the veterans, housing, and all of that. Okay, so it's almost done.
They did not tell Parliament that. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Rwandan government for working with the UK in good faith, because the failure for this policy lies with the previous UK government. It has been a costly con, and the taxpayer has had to pay the price.
Okay, so
Mr. Speaker,
again, like I said, this has absolutely nothing to do with Invictus. My fear again is leading up to the Invictus, knowing the fact that the jealousy, the envy, and the sabotage of things where, the royal family could just pull a string and said, say no to the game all of a sudden. Okay, and then the game will not be taking place in Birmingham. I don't know why I'm feeling that way. I understand some of you might come after me, but I've seen too many things coming out of the UK, childish thing, unnecessary thing. Okay, this will not be the fault of Invictus Foundation, but the people who setting up their connection with other people outside of the Invictus. This is my fear. Okay, for the Invictus going over there. And then we have heavy security, and we have the bashing non-stop. Look at this, the Queen's death. If you go, for those who are new, I have 2 other channels, PYTE and IP Team Sussex. I believe could be on PYTE, where I discuss when the Queen died, her death, the things that were going on, the same tweets that I usually sort of share with you. Throughout the week of the Queen's death, the media went on a bashing spree, disregard the legacy of the Queen. Whether you like her or not, that's a different story. But the fact that she's been on the throne for 70 years or something like that, but instead of focusing on her reign, the things she has done or whatever, again, this is subjective depending on how you feel about the Queen, the media in the UK disregard all of that, just went on a bashing spree. Okay, so there's a lot of other aspect of things that make me feel that way. Okay, so let's read some of the comments. But at the end of the day, that's their choice. I cannot say anything. I'm just a supporter of the games. But knowing the childish, the unnecessary bashing, the pettiness, jealousy, all sort of things, that's my fear outside of the premises of Invictus. for the people who, who decided to make the bid for the games. Okay, veteran minister and MP for Birmingham, Sally Colonel Al Corns, MP, tells James Wharton that the games coming to Birmingham is a great for the city, veterans, families, and for those serving. All right, so let's just hope people go over there, because the people who knows about the unnecessary bashing, the pettiness that went on, many of the squad said they're not going. We'll just admire from afar. Okay, Minister for Veterans and People Al Corns tries his hand at pickleball, which is a new sport that will be introduced to the We Are Invictus Games when it comes to Birmingham in 2027. All right. So let's see here, 23 seconds. I'm sorry, there'll be screenshots. So, okay, there's my answer right there. I was gonna say, how do they? Okay, so do they play with one person on a wheelchair and one person, I don't know, but they will introduce it. Okay, I guess it is one person standing up and one. All smile as the minister is joined by We Are Invictus athletes after a quick games of pickleball. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Let's pause before. Okay, it went back to the other thing. Next tweet. Alright, so this is politics. I'm not gonna share it here. We're focusing on Invictus only. Next tweet. Okay, Invictus Games Birmingham 2027. The Office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the Board of Trustees, had previously shortlisted Birmingham, UK, and Washington, D.C., USA, as the two final cities in the running for hosting the 8th Invictus Game. Okay, so let's go into that. The link will be in the description. Okay, Invictus Game Birmingham 2027, July 2024. Birmingham, UK, July 23rd. The Invictus Game Foundation is delighted to announce the host city of the Invictus Game 2027 will be Birmingham, UK. The Board of Trustees and previously shortlisted Birmingham, UK and Washington, D.C., USA as the two final cities in the running for hosting the 8th Invictus Games after initial interest from 6 cities, following presentation from both bidding teams earlier this year. I think I might have that when I was reading some of the presentation, probably in one of my videos on this channel. I don't remember the thumbnails of it. The Birmingham bid was awarded the games, highlighting the venue choice of the National Exhibition Center, the innovative new sports, and the demonstration by the bidding team of their commitment to the welfare and recovery of the international cohort of wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans. Oops, where was I? Okay, veterans. The Invictus Games Birmingham 2027 will be held in July 2027, 2 years from the upcoming Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025, taking place next year in February. Lord Allen, chair of the Invictus Game Foundation, said, quote, "Congratulations to Birmingham. The trustees were very taken by the depth of passion in the bidding team, the experience they brought to the planning and preparation, and to the concept of the NEC as a one-side game." Okay, a one-side games. Our thanks go to team behind the Washington, D.C. bid, who were able to demonstrate the city could be a fantastic location for the future. As the foundation looks to the next 10 years, we're excited about the games pipeline we are building and for the next 10 years of Invictus. The Duke of Sussex, patron of the Invictus Games Foundation, said, "Congratulations to Birmingham, UK on winning the bid to host the Invictus Game 2027. Your city's strong ties to the armed forces community made it a formidable contender from the very start. Over the years, we've seen each city bring a unique spirit of vision to life for competitors, their families, and spectators. We have no doubt the people of Birmingham will join in celebrating the unwavering respect and admiration we have for our veterans and service community, showing the world how their courage ignites hope and unites us all, something our city knows well. As part of the announcement by the Invictus Game Foundation, a flag-raising ceremony attended by the newly appointed Minister for Veterans and People, the Archewell OPPS, will be held on the morning of the 23rd July at the NEC, the site of the Invictus Game Birmingham 2027. I believe that's the video that I just shared, the first tweet. This will be followed by a demonstration of some of the new sports from the games: pickleball, okay, which I share with you the video, the laser run with former competitors from the Invictus Game. Minister of Veterans People Alcon said the Invictus Game harness the power of sport to supercharge the recovery and rehabilitation of military personnel and veterans. Our exceptional armed forces make countless acts of courage and selflessness in their duties, and we will always support wounded, injured, and sick personnel and veterans. The Invictus Games are just one way we offer lasting support to personnel and veterans facing illness or injury. Stephen Hooper, Team UK captain for the Invictus Game Vancouver Whistler 2025, said, "It's awesome that the Invictus Game is coming to Birmingham. This will mean the world to Team UK, not only so their friends and family can watch them compete, but so the British public can cheer them on. Birmingham is a special place for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans as they all come through here at some point." With support from the Royal British Legion for Team UK, Invictus has helped me embrace life again as we prepare for Canada next year. It's great to know the games are coming home in 2027. As much I truly appreciate, this is the best response or the best statement that I've heard from it. But the fear, the way the Brit, I don't know. I really hope these British media, the people that Harry excluded from dealing with, I hope they exclude them here as well. Nearby connections to the site of the Invictus Game Birmingham 2027 include the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, which receive and treat wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans, the Royal College of Defence Medicine, which train UK clinicians, and the Defence Medical Rehabilitation Centre, Stanford Hall, a world-class military rehabilitation asset. Alright, so there's that here. Helen Crane, CEO of the Invictus Game Birmingham 2027, said, "I'm honored our bid has been selected. Bringing the Invictus Game back to the UK at NEC Birmingham will host the most cohesive, sustainable event in Invictus Games history, with all sports, ceremonies, and accommodation on one fantastic site. Beyond the games, our legacy programs will benefit communities nationwide, from adaptive sport to art and employment." One thing that came to mind here where they said one fantastic site, it reminded me how the Dusseldorf did it. It's one big site, but the way they did the removable walls and stands, and so spectators could sit, I think it was a brilliant idea the way they did it. I have a video, it's on this channel, where I put a collage of pictures of the site where they built it, and I talk about it too on that particular video. Okay, the link of this will be in the description if you guys wanna check it out. Okay, back on Twitter, there's no comment, so let's go to the next tweet. Now I have, 4 tweets where the squads are, making their input of the choice. Okay, it's a bit sad when the news you're so excited about has so many others distressed, upset, and even angry. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm excited. I'll be there, meeting up with other UK Sussex squad and being a force for good, cheering on our vets and Harry and Meghan. Alright, I don't know. Is Meghan gonna show up? Knowing how the media over there treats her. Black out the haters, Kemi. Invictus isn't for Harry and Meghan supporters, it's for the veterans. That's true, I agree with that. And which bidding area could provide the best facilities and proposal for the games. Be glad the UK veterans get to have a home base. I'm sure 3 years is enough for Harry and Meghan to suss what they need to do. All right, absolutely. And the UK Sussex squad will have plenty of time to organize to support all the veterans, Harry and Meghan. I'm so excited. Can't wait to cheer for the competitors. I'm happy knowing that you and others will be there supporting IG and Harry and Meghan. It's a few years away still, but I'm hoping, maybe naively, that things will change and that there will be less acrimony surrounding them. Yeah, that's for sure. That's a lot of the fear many of the squad have, knowing what I've said at the beginning of this video. Yeah, I pray for that all the time, for good to win over evil, for the royal family and the press to reap all the evil they sworn, for bankruptcy to come to the British media, to all their wicked lies and abuse, for the good people, those who love Invictus and Harry and Meghan, to rise up and conquer. And let's not forget, next year in January 2025, Harry has that lawsuit with the media. Okay, after these two, that's it. Why wouldn't some of the Meghan fans be upset about this decision? The way that country and its people never came to Meghan's defense when they was trying to destroy her. I hope she doesn't come. Let Harry come on his own. It's his country. Why give them positive press? Wait a second. What? Let's see. Let me see. No one said they can be upset. I just said it's sad. Imagine you just got up. Okay, imagine you got some serious, exciting, once in a lifetime good news after nearly a year of struggling with health issues, and your friend said, OMG, this is absolutely worst news ever. It's the end of the world. Whatever. But I said my opinion, and you know, Harry and Meghan are pretty much, I understand Invictus started before Meghan, but Harry, you know, knows the person he married with, you know, will be a great partner for this. Since they've been married, whenever the two Invictus that I've seen, okay, they team up. Meghan introduced her husband to the scene and everything like that. So this is, well, she could appear via what is it, how do they call this, Zoom or whatever, Jumbotron, to introduce her husband. She doesn't have to be physically over there. Okay, next week. I don't understand how and why Invictus game is headed to Birmingham. Like some people say, it's his country as well. How did UK want to bid? I thought Washington, South Korea, and Nigeria is on top of list. John Mercer was dumped from the parliament. UK got a new government. That's a bit too much. I don't know. I think Invictus, the people who worked, the CEOs and all of them, they're one body, all right? When the bids come in, they sit around, you know, the CEOs and their team sit around and think and discuss things. That has nothing to do with the outside. And this is why I was saying, I'm hoping, okay, this is why I shared the video of the government talking about the scheme that was going on with Parliament and with Rwanda and all of that. Invictus is a separate entity with the government. Look, you see, the royal family can't take it away from Harry. Okay, so when the main people sit around talking, maybe Harry is talking via Zoom while they're making the decision. Who knows? I don't know. They think about things and how they want to, whatever the discussion may be. They brainstorm together why this is best and whatever. But the only fear that I have is the outside force, where the government, they made the pitch, was it defense? They made the pitch, but it's not run by the people who make the pitch. Who's the head of the state of the UK? The king. So knowing the pettiness that goes in with with Harry's family, royal family, I'm afraid they might pull a string and say, no, the game is not going to come. And then by that time they pull the string, it will be too late for another host city to be prepared to host it. That's my only fear. But Invictus, the people, the CEO, Reid, Harry, and many other people who make the Invictus, possible, the organization itself, separate entity from outside. even the city of Birmingham. They completely separate from that. Their connection is just to the vets, the people who had served. Am I making sense? But this is a bit too much about you thought other cities, Nigeria, top of the list. But hey, and then most of the people who works for Invictus are in the UK, so it's easy for them to travel to it, and including their vets as well. So that's a good treat for them. But for me individually outside, okay, my money is not going to the UK at all. Okay, let's see here. I'm not happy with this, and I have many reasons not to be. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle. I could understand that as well. But the retweet, this person was a bit too harsh for some reason. Let me read it again. Maybe I misunderstood. Okay, I don't understand how and why Invictus game is heading to Birmingham. Maybe, I don't know. One reason I would think, Harry's from there and many of their vets are there. It's easier for them to travel. And their families as well. Okay, how did the UK want to bid? That's up to the people with Invictus. I thought Washington, South Korea, and Nigeria is on top of the list. I never heard South Korea was on top of the list. I heard they were bidding for it. I even highlight the person they sent to Germany to make its speech, and I was like, he did his job, because in almost key places that Harry was, he was there too. So whatever pitch he made for South Korea, he did his best. But it's not up to him, the final decision. Okay, Nigeria. I don't think Nigeria was on top of it. They just starting. They making plan. I have a video on this channel where Nigeria was talking about the plan and design and all of that. But I don't think there was a pitch for it. Okay, it's on top of the list. Jay Mercer was dumped from the parliament. From parliament, UK got a new government, but that's just recently. People just vote July 4th. I remember that. Royal family purposely took away securities. That I agree. This is where my problem is as well. With the security, British media will destroy Invictus legacy. We shall see. And this is why I brought in the topic of the Queen's death, and instead of focusing on the Queen legacy, they focus on Harry and Meghan. Okay, so part of it I agree, but part of it I don't. This statement here, this tweet, all right, the caption. Okay, I read this. Prince Harry hails Birmingham's winning bid to host Invictus Games. Duke and perhaps Duchess of Sussex expected to attend event in 2027, held in UK for first time since inaugural game, Monday 22nd. That's that. Okay, Sussex squad. Why will Prince Harry's hail Birmingham? That's a very, why? That's his country, I guess. Okay, how is the bid game is played? Surely it is not about offering massive money. The previous UK government cut the bill budget for military. Okay, now we're getting to a better discussion here. Surely it is not about offering massive monies. The previous UK government cut the bill budget for military. I knew Rupert Murdoch and the monarchy have the power to make a bid illegally win. I don't know. Let's see here. The official budget documents disclosed on Wednesday shows that defense spending in the UK is expected to witness a decrease of $2.5 billion pound in the financial year ending March 2025 compared to the prior 12 months. Okay, I guess he has a point here. UK Defense Journal. Okay, so they're gonna cut. So where are they gonna get the money? I didn't even know about this part, but I'm thinking leading up to the game, let's say months, the most I would say 6 months, maybe 8. Okay, and then they tell Invictus, oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to reject the bid because we do not have money. That's my fear for them. And then the next fear of Invictus going over there is heavy security. Okay, I'm shocked. I'm shocked as well. What about the security to the participant? Harry, the founder, has been refused security. Meghan is being hated by the media and the royal family. The veterans don't even get acknowledged. The focus will be hating Harry and Meghan, not the games. There's another thing. These are all valid points why some of the squad are not too happy about that. Okay, just imagine after the end of Invictus game in UK, the legacy will be destroyed and the UK media monarchy won by trying everything to make sure Willy Baldy shit Prince get all the effing spotlight for himself. It will be very, very hard for Invictus to rise, expand since. I don't know about that. Okay, we know the CEO is stepping down. Maybe he's taking the games with him. I don't know. Birmingham is bankrupt. Where is the money to protect people coming from 20 plus nations? We know UK are refusing Harry and Meghan to pay for security. Not a smart move at all. Okay, so these are some good discussion here. Now these are making sense to me. I didn't know Birmingham is having issues, financial issues. Well, UK had cut defense spending this year, but a king is expecting a hefty pay raise soon. Yep, that I'm aware of. Where is the balance? I don't expect CEO to help save the UK debt crisis after 10 years of Tories ruling. Blame the old government, Tories. Now I know why he retired. He's getting massive backlash. Okay, the office budget. Is that the same thing I just read? No. Almost the same. The office budget document disclosed on Wednesday showed that defense spending in the UK expected to witness a decrease. Okay, it's almost the same thing. Okay, let's see. After these, the games might be scrapped due to lack of funding. I'm telling you, this is my fear. They will sit on it knowing they don't have the money, and meanwhile the person who made the bid, I've heard it's in one of my videos, they spend a lot of money to make the bid. But my fear is they want to sabotage it, knowing the negative aspect around Invictus in the UK. Not the military people, but the people whose jealousy, envy, who wants to destroy anything that Harry touches. These are the people I'm making reference to, and then they are in high places. They could pull the string. What I'm fearing for is that now that they get the bid, now they know they're not gonna host it. In my humble opinion, that's my fear, assumption. Okay, they sit on it, don't do a damn thing. And then when it's close to opening ceremony or whatever, they call Invictus and say, I'm sorry, we don't have enough money to do it. And then now Invictus is like stuck, don't know what to do. Now they could have given to DC or some other places, but they stuck because they had already invested on going to Birmingham. This is the fear that I'm having. Because these people, they want to sabotage Invictus. Okay, let's hope so, mate. Let's pray for that. Harry and Meghan's life depend on that. I don't know. They have other interests. Meghan is doing her own thing. Harry is doing other things besides that. But one thing is that Harry really invested a lot on Invictus. But I don't think their life... when you say life, maybe the way the UK tried to unalive them, I don't know. Life depend on that. There will be massive risk, and I will be sweating every morning when I get up to see if Harry and Meghan still safe. It's not fair to have those pressure. I mean, don't watch it, don't pay attention to it. I will assume, finger crossed. Yes, actually surprised that the article said Prince Harry held UK. It was just a source, and I know Harry will be reeling with disappointment on how the retired CEO thinking more of political than the games. CEO want to fix UK debt from Tories gamble. I don't know. That's a bit extreme. I don't know. I want to agree, but at the same time, I don't think so. Okay, the foundation is based in the UK. The CEO is British. They are fully aware of what the media is like and the crisis issues with the security, and still they vote for UK. Maybe it's the end of the Invictus game. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. Again, my only fear is that they sit on the bid. They don't do any construction, whatever it is that they're gonna do to make the game. But when it's closed for the open ceremony, they said, nope, we're not gonna do it. We can't host it. There's no money. That's the part that I'm afraid of. Okay, so let's leave that alone. A lot of great discussion. Let's go to the next tweet. Next one, there's that. Hopefully things will be different with the media on that island by 2027, because I'm not in no way going to dip in that mud of bigotry, racism, and misogyny again. Absolutely not. These are some, squaddies like, I'm done with the UK. What they have display, I mean, these are the kind of tweet I think the royal family wants to hear, because they don't want the Invictus to be successful. But when it's successful, they keep on attaching William's name to it. But whatever. So there's no comment. There's 5 retweet of it. So this is my last one. All right. So there's no comment as well. UK Birmingham will be the occasion, another one, for the royal family and their media mouthpieces to show the whole world how childish and ridiculous they are. Prince Harry and the veterans have already won. Okay, we are Invictus. So there's that. And let's not forget as well, during the 10-year anniversary, when they were having discussion, and I've said it without even knowing Harry, way before Harry said, before the 10-year anniversary of Invictus, I've said this. The best way for Invictus not to continue, if the brother wants to outshine Harry with something, his thing is to advocate for no war. For his country to not be sending their young men and women to war. And Harry have said his best thing is for Invictus not to be around anymore, where there's no war. I mean, he didn't say it like that. So I paraphrase it. It's in one of my videos around the 10-year anniversary. All right. So, but if the UK is trying to handedly sabotage the game itself, I mean, that'll be very sad. That'll be very stupid of them. But who knows? Maybe if, for instance, last minute there's no place to host the game, and then Harry quickly asks, another place that, or maybe go back to Germany if they still have their place, because I believe after the Dusseldorf Invictus, there were some things that they said they were gonna keep permanent for the vets. Who knows? Maybe they could put back together the stage really quickly and have the same place again as a last resort. But my fear is Birmingham sit on the bed, don't do any construction, don't do anything, knowing very full well they don't want. I'm just saying, this is full blown my humble opinion. Okay, because we already know the UK, the royal family, all the people who hate Harry, the media who pretty much control almost everything over there. Okay, when these people talk with the media, the royal family, and when they tell the people jump, and all they say is how high. Now, if they said don't build anything, don't do anything, they don't give any money for the construction, and they just sit on that without telling Invictus we don't have money to build it, and then 6 months leading to the opening ceremony, and then they tell Invictus Foundation, I'm sorry, we can't host it because we don't have money to finish construction or to even start construction. That is my greatest fear. And then now Invictus is at a standstill, don't know what to do. Okay, so this is my only concern at that, and of course Harry's safety. And then by that time it will be 2 years after Harry had already did his lawsuit. Who knows how long that lawsuit is gonna drag. Okay, remember January 25th, Harry and all the other people who's suing the Sun and all of that, it's in January. So depending on how it goes, who knows. Okay, so that's that. So let's do a quick prayer. Prayer for safety and prosperity, I guess. I type prayer for safety and prosperity. Heavenly Father, I humbly ask for your favor and blessings in my pursuit of success and prosperity. Pour out your grace upon me and open doors of opportunity. Grant me success in my endeavors and bless the work of my hands. May your favor go before me and lead me toward abundance. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And don't forget to check Zazzle. That's one of my shops that has a lot of puzzles and other things. And Sweatshop. And this is where I have my t-shirt, cups, and whatnot. So check them out. These are ways you could help support my channel. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Elizabeth, Israel, and Kirsty. Stay here. You need to be with me. I'd like to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to everyone at the Pat Tillman Foundation, led by Marie Tillman-Shenton, who I'm so honored is here tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge the Tillman family, especially Mrs. Mary Tillman, Pat's mother. Her advocacy for Pat's legacy is deeply personal and one that I respect. The bond between a mother and son is eternal and transcends even the greatest losses. The truth is, I stand here not as Prince Harry Pat Tillman Award recipient, but rather a voice on behalf of the Invictus Games Foundation and the thousands of veterans and service personnel from over 20 nations who have made the Invictus Games a reality. This award belongs to them, not to me. That said, it is of great importance to me to highlight these allies, athletes, and their amazing families for their achievements, their spirit, and their courage at every opportunity, especially on nights like this, in front of people like you. Moments like these help us reach those that need Invictus most and reduce more than 20 veterans a day taking their own lives in this country alone. For those who may not know, Invictus comes from Latin, meaning undefeated or unconquerable. Nelson Mandela credited the poem of the same name, written by the poet William Ernest Henley, for giving him the strength to endure nearly 30 years of imprisonment. Like that poem, the spirit of the Invictus Games transcends race, time, and borders. It is born from unity and exudes purpose. This year, we're celebrating 10 years of witnessing life-changing impact and healing through sport. And while so much progress has been made since those first games, the world outside seems to be in an even more precarious state. We live in an age marked by polarization and division. Conflicts rage around the globe. Anger and resentment towards those who are different seem to pervade societies everywhere. Our community challenges that. Our community proves that unity is not just possible, but formidable. The beauty of the Invictus Games lies in how it brings people together, no matter one's nationality, background, or personal struggles. It is a collective built from courage and mutual respect, where athletes discover time and time again the common denominator of their humanity. Having survived the crucible of armed combat and forged through the challenge to rebuild bodies and minds impacted by conflict, they form a family. They exemplify the very best in all of us. There is a military expression that dates back to Roman times. I'll spare you another Latin lesson. But the phrase translates roughly to leave no one behind. And they hold particular significance for the US Army's Rangers. And I have no doubt Pat Tillman and his comrades lived by those words. So, it is fitting that I end with them and make a promise on behalf of all of us at the Invictus Games Foundation. No matter the road ahead, we are here for you. We will leave no one behind. Thank you.
Evolution. This is the future. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
You realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility.
We're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
Today is April 6, 2023. It is 2:44 p.m. So I have a little bit of time, and I thought, let me get this initial video out. Whenever I have time, I'll record. So this is the first video for this channel. Well, I should say second video, because I did like an introduction in terms of what this channel will be focusing on, more in terms of background of Harry and Meghan kind of thing, and things that they have said in the past. So I decided to create this channel to focus mostly on their charitable work. I don't know which direction I'm gonna go with it, but it will be definitely focused on their charitable work. So I thought, since I have the time, let me go over their website to give a basic idea of where they're coming from. And I was looking at their website before I started recording. One of the things I was thinking of doing was to highlight each of these organizations they have helped or they're part of. Then I said, let me just read, go over their webpage, and then go over the impact report. And then maybe another video, I'll do a review of the organization